The reason for this event is that over time we were frequently contacted by learners to come and job shadow. But I noticed that they were all keen just to study in a human genetics field. So they're not at all conscious of the fact that there's a whole discipline in plant genetics that's actually very exciting and very important, and that why we enjoy it is that we know we work with our food that we eat, that's put on our table, and that we make a difference in that. So I just wanted to expose them through their teachers, which I believe was a better way to reach a larger audience, that there's more than human genetics. Our field, once they walk in here, the learners, especially those that are from a farming background, then it is almost as if the penny drops and they realize the value of what we are doing and why we are so passionate about what we are doing. For us, it's amazing to know that when we walk past a wheat field and we see the name of the variety, that we actually know the inside of this variety, and that we know it carries certain useful genes, and we also know the weak points of the variety and what we can work with the plant breeders to improve those varieties further using DNA tools. I think it's important that more young people study this field. We have really a skill shortage in this kind of field in South Africa, and it is also exploding in terms of the kind of knowledge and tools that are available. And we are all from a generation that have been taught, sort of have to self-teach us some of these techniques and technologies. So I think it will be very good to have young people to go and study that. Cengen is part of a broader network that is called the Diplomics Network, and they are funded through the Department of Science and Innovation. It's a group of service laboratories in South Africa that services human and the agri sector. There are still things that you can do for the community and to expose them to a field that's maybe not that known, and where teachers and learners can think about other career options. And we just wanted to make all the other high schools aware of this molecular genetics laboratory here in their midst.
The question then, why we need people to study plant genetics, and I might refer to them as plant breeders, because that's in essence what we do here at Cengen. We breed plants, and we breed them specifically to be disease resistant, or breed them so that they use less pesticides, or we've got a growing population so that we can keep feeding the growing population, and these are all traits that we work on here at Cengen.
I didn't even know that there's this facility here, so that's surprising. And what I've learned is a lot about genetics, hands-on, so I can go back and explain a little more to the kids. But I also find that this opens another field, especially in Worcester. We have a lot of kids from neighboring farms. They don't really know what to go and study.
If they have an interest, and there are a few of my students I know that are very interested in genetics, I would really advise them to come here, because I think especially like with genetics, we focus a lot on human genetics. So the kids tend to just, when they get to the plant parts, they tend to just like skim over it. So when they can actually see what they are doing here and actually realize what they can do, what kind of career they can follow in this direction, it will be great for them, because they like genetics, they understand genetics, and just to see that it's not just human genetics, it's so much more than that.
We've been having a short little lecture on genetics, and then we have extracted DNA from little leaves. And it was quite interesting, because it is the first time in a long time that I've done real science here. At school level, you don't get into the detail that we have today. Working with the genes and doing the herbicide resistance, frost resistance, and all of those things, getting it into plants here and ensuring that farmers get a high yield. That is great, especially now that what you say, voedsel secret is low.
Our curriculum actually steers us in that direction, because even when we speak about cloning, which is based on what they're doing here with the GMO and genetically manipulating things, we are mostly focused on animal side. But Worcester is surrounded by farms, and many of our kids are coming from the farm, so it's a good information for them to have. They can go into the plant direction when it comes to genetics. So I'm very excited. I want to go back to my kids and talk a lot about what happened today.
I'm Lucy Olivier. I've been a life sciences teacher for over 30 years. The teachers can then go back to their classrooms and also be excited about something that they've learned that inspires the learners, that these teachers are not just going home and whatever they might be doing. They are actually doing training themselves so that they can bring that back into the classroom, and I think it will definitely have a snowball effect. I just want to thank Cengen. We really, really value their partnership, and we would want to take it from here.